Democrats, stop asking him to vote. We don't want that. We don't want this man voting. We have some major news on the Mitch McConnell story. Governor Andy Beshear of Kentucky is out there and he is saying exactly what he's going to do. And he's putting pressure on the senator. And pressure is coming not only just from Kentucky, but from DC as well. I could not believe this. This is very funny to me. Overnight on Wednesday, missing person flyers bearing McConnell's face were scattered around DC. The flyers state that McConnell 84 was last seen on June 11th. Y'all, June 11th? June 11th. Where were, like, what was going on? I feel like that's a whole different, like, that was the beginning of summer. Summer's almost over. We haven't seen this man. We haven't heard his voice. Not that I'm complaining, but they should at least offer us something. This is crazy. Like, there was a whole world, what is it called? A World Cup? There's a World Cup. We had a whole World Cup and not one video, audio, anything from Mitch McConnell. Just a couple creepy looking photos. Anyways, they also jab at the Kentucky senator's appearance, describing him as turtle-like and tortoise-like and known for blocking something in the Senate. That's funny. If you have any information about his whereabouts, please keep it to yourself. The flyer reads, he would. That's funny. Who did that? Oh, the Save America movement. That's very smart of them. Very smart. The flyers were created by the Save America movement, and several have been taped to walls and lampposts around the Capitol complex. Quote, we put those flyers up because he has gotten absurd. This has gotten absurd, a spokesperson for the organization said. For more than a month now, the senior senator from Kentucky has not cast a vote, listen, why were you, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. Glad he's not casting votes. I just want transparency, okay? Hey, Democrats, stop asking him to vote. We don't want that. We don't want this man voting. He's better as a vegetable alive than he is dead and with a special election. Let's just be clear about that. But if he's dead and preventing Governor Andy Beshear from installing a Democrat, that's where we got a problem. And installing a Democrat is exactly what Governor Beshear wants to do. He said just as much on a Substack appearance yesterday.
So what you'll find with me is I'm always transparent with the people of Kentucky and the American people. This is an unsettled legal issue in Kentucky. So the legislature, which my legislature has a Republican supermajority, and we still get things done. It can be done in America, but they try to strip powers from Democratic office holders every chance they get. So they tried to change the statute first to say if it was a Republican in office, the Republican Party would give me a list of 3, and I had to pick from that. Then they were worried about that, and so they passed a law saying just a special election. Well, there is a section of Kentucky's Constitution that says for statewide positions, when they are vacant, a governor can make an appointment. The question that's never been fully decided, because we've never been at this point, is does that apply to a federal office or just state offices? I believe by the plain wording that it applies to both. But people should expect that if we end up in that situation, I'm keeping all options on the table, there's probably going to be some litigation, and the courts are where people go to ultimately settle that. But if there is a vacancy, I believe a governor should have the power to appoint to make sure that we are represented as a people, especially during these very difficult times. And there's one final nuance. There's some people out there worried about August 4th. That falls under the special election. That would not impact the power or ability to appoint.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That's good. So even if there were a special election called for tomorrow, the governor could still install someone the same day. That's good to know. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I have 47,000 unread emails. I'm not proud of it. I'm not. But here's the part that actually bothers me. Google has read every single one of them. That's why I partnered with today's sponsor, Proton Mail. And yes, I'm aware of the irony of switching email providers at this point in my life. Proton Mail is end-to-end encrypted email and built under strict Swiss privacy laws, which means only you and whoever you're sending it to can read it. Not Google, not advertisers, not some algorithm building a profile of your weird 2 a.m. purchase history. This way you control your data, not the provider. And when you open your inbox, you can actually feel calm instead of overwhelmed. There are no ads, no trackers. No one is scanning your inbox to sell you stuff you already bought. And switching, it's actually not that big of a deal. It's not a nightmare. It's super simple. Connect your Gmail, import your old contacts and emails, and just start using it. You can leave it behind at your own pace. You don't have to blow up your whole digital life on a Tuesday. Look, I'm not saying it'll fix the 47,000 emails. That's on me. But at least going forward, they'll be mine and nobody else's. Get your free Proton Mail account at proton.me/Keith. Free, encrypted, nobody reading your stuff. What a concept. Now listen, I know everyone wants him fighting. You want him to like sprint into the hospital and just go to every single room until he finds McConnell. Listen, I think like let me be crazy, okay? Let me demand for a lot. You demand for a lot. Let's let Andy Beshear, the only Democrat who's been elected in Kentucky statewide in a very long time, let's let him be measured on this, okay? And I do think he's been so smart in how he's handled this. And listen, if it were me in his position, I don't know what I would do, because you have the base wanting action, and then you have this man here who has to govern a majority Republican state while also making sure that folks are fully represented and being stonewalled by Mitch McConnell's office. Very difficult decision, but it's nice to know that he's like, listen, there are these things I could do. I just need that death certificate. Sorry to be so blunt. I just need that death certificate and I'm game to take action. Okay. But it was really good of him to say no to the special election, all that pressure, because as I said earlier, we don't want another Republican voting. Now, they literally are stonewalling us. We have two examples here. Let's go to Aaron Parnas first, who had an update as the staff continues to just remain silent.
As his staff continues to refuse to answer any questions about why we haven't seen a video of the senator in over a month. It also comes amid allegations that McConnell's staff may have used an auto pen to sign a recent letter that was released this week over federal disaster relief. So this is the letter at issue that Mitch McConnell allegedly signed this week concerning disaster relief funds for Kentucky. This letter was first found by Desiree Townsend. Now, I went ahead and zoomed in on McConnell's signature. This letter is dated July 28th, so it was sent out on Monday. The signature looks pretty perfect, as though it was generated by a computer. But then I was curious, so I went back and looked at his signature on letters sent in the past year. There were only two of them. Here's the first one. This was a wet signature as it looks, or a scan of a wet signature. Here's the second one right here, also a scan of that exact same wet signature. I stacked them right here. You can see the two other signatures on the old letters are identical, just one is a scanned version of the other. Obviously very different from this signature that was on the letter this week. So it's highly likely his team used an auto pen or some kind of other generation function on one.
Okay, Aaron's not going to say this because Aaron's a little bit more above board than we are here at this channel. But come on, auto pen? Do you think they had an auto pen ready for Mitch McConnell? Or is someone signing that mother effer's name? That's what I want to know. Who signed that? That's crazy. But we're not going to get answers because they are literally running away from reporters. This is someone who works for the senator. Don't know what he's doing every day, but one thing we know he's not doing is talking to reporters and giving us transparency. Watch this fool run away.
Quick question. Are you guys going to respond to Governor Beshear? Are you going to release a video of McConnell? You going to release anything in addition to the second photo? Anything you can say, sir, in response to the governor's letter? That was my second attempt at trying to get an answer from the senior communications advisor to Senator Mitch McConnell on whether he plans to release a video statement. Here's video of my first attempt.
So that is insane that they are just completely silent. And we know there is something going on. And another person who is not wanting to answer to anyone is Elaine Chao, who I guess has a Twitter account. I didn't know. How many followers does she have? 7,000. Yikes. Well, she does not want anyone saying anything to her at all. She literally has locked her account so that no one can reply to her as she posts up. She's still posting updates. Honored to attend Aero Club DC lunch yesterday to accept some trophy. Here she is. And it's crazy to me that you have the gall to post online as if everything is normal, but you know it's not, because you don't allow anyone to reply to you. Can I even quote tweet this? Oh, I can. Why did you turn off replies? Send. So what we're not going to do is remain silent. We're not going to remain silent, and we are going to do everything we can to uncover the truth. I'm so glad there are folks like Desiree Townsend and Aaron Parnas out there on the field making sure that things that the mainstream media, the corporate press, the things they're not talking about are getting uncovered. It's so important. That's why channels like this are critical, and why we need more and more independent media. So if you want to help out, hit like, subscribe. We're going to follow this shit until we got a video or we've got an obituary. Okay? And I'll see you soon. Bye.